So what's up, you guys? So I have been a danger to society the whole time I've been on the road. So I just made a video the other day explaining how I lied to you guys and I misled everybody, saying that my speedometer is fine. It's, exactly the same. I ain't had no issues. The speed hasn't changed and all that. Well, I'm going to erase that video, and this is going to be the new one. So yeah. So I lied again. So as everybody knows that watches my videos, I have 33s on my Jeep. There's only two ways to go about doing this. One is buy the correct offset wheels, or two, like I'm doing, use wheel spacers. So, okay, no big deal. Well, I've been using wheel spacers for the past couple months, pretty much for as long as I've had these wheels on the Jeep. Never had a problem. I haven't had any issues, haven't had any kind of drawbacks, nothing like that. So I've seen in the past where some people have said, well, you gotta trim, the studs if you're gonna run spacers, because they're gonna be a little bit long and they'll hit the back of the wheel, won't let the wheel sit flush. I thought, no, that's not true. I don't have that problem. So, it is what it is. It's all based on how big of the spacer it is that you use. So I was like, all right, no big deal. I ain't got that problem. So I've been telling everybody, hey, I don't have that issue, so it's not a problem. Well, I'm an idiot. And like I said, I've been a danger to everybody on the road and didn't even realize it because I don't pay attention like I should. So pretty much this video is don't be like me. Pay better attention. So we're going to come to the front. We're going to look at the front wheels real quick, like. Okay, so can you see this right here? This is the back of the wheel. That's the spacer. You see there's no space in it. I mean, obviously there's this little line, but that's a wheel that's cut into the wheel. No big deal. There's no space on the where the hat of the rotor is versus where the back of the spacer meets it. No spaces, no problems. Okay, let's go to the rear passenger side. Okay, so I was cleaning the Jeep. I took the wheels off of it. I wanted to clean inside the fenders because I've never actually cleaned the carpeted wheel well liners out before. I didn't want to do it, but I figured, well, I got a turbo nozzle for my birthday, because I figured, why pay for it myself when I can just ask for it for my birthday and let somebody else pay for it. So I got somebody to get it for me. And today's a nice day outside. It's been cloudy and sunny. It's been going back and forth, which is fine. But I want to do it now before it gets real cold, because I'm not coming out here and doing this shit in the cold. Anyway, so I took all the wheels off. I've already did the front. I'm pretty much done with the rear. I just got to put this side back on, but you'll see why I haven't. The other side is finished. It's torqued and ready to go. And like I said, the front is done. Well, this side, I was trying to put this side on. Didn't have any problems putting the fronts back on. And this side was giving me a problem. Like, it wouldn't push back far enough. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, am I just not putting it up on the hub, or like, what's the problem? Well, I was putting on the hub, but if you look, there's a gap. And I kept pushing the wheel. I even tightened it with lug nuts. And I was like, what the fuck? So I was like, what? Why is there a problem here? So I'll show y'all something in just a second. I'm gonna pause the video, which it may be like a second for y'all, but I gotta take this wheel back off and I'll show you. All right, we're back. So as you saw, for those that have common sense that I apparently lack, you would know what that meant. That meant that these studs are too big, or too long. I don't have that problem up front. If you look inside the wheel, all wheels come like this. Aftermarket, factory, doesn't matter. OEM or whatever, they all come built like this. Each of them have a little window on the inside. You see all these little spots? That is where I have been driving down the road for the past few months with the rear wheels not fully seated and or on the hub correctly, and they've been riding on not only the studs that are in the wheel spacer, but the actual studs that are on the hub on the vehicle. And I thought it was weird because when I took that side off, I had like one lug nut that was about to come out that was finger loose, which I should be checking, so it's my fault. And then I had another one that didn't really take much to take off. So I've already trimmed this side. I've got to trim these because, like you can see, because I've trimmed a lot of them already. But like you can see, that's how much I took off of each one. Not a lot. Maybe a half an inch, maybe a little bit more. There's a bee in my face. So, you know, whoops, let me get the light in here. There you go. So you can see that's about how much I took off. And I took the wheel spacer off, and I put the nuts that came with the wheel spacer, these that are on here now, I put them back in so that way when I cut it, I could just reverse them all the way off and put them back on. That way the threads are still fine and we're ready to roll. But so I am obviously a really bad liar, and I don't pay attention, and I shouldn't be touching vehicles because I didn't notice that. And typically when that kind of stuff happens, usually, you know, the vehicle will kind of shake or vibrate real bad, but I didn't have any of that. I didn't have any issues. So okay, at least I caught it now and I didn't have a wheel fall off. But this is the kind of stuff that makes people not want spacers. This is not the spacer's fault. The spacers are doing what they're supposed to do. Okay? They're pushing the wheel out so that I can run a bigger tire. It's just I'm an idiot and I don't pay attention and read posts and forum posts, because I've even seen forum posts and other Facebook page, group page posts about if you're going to use a certain size, you need to trim the rear studs, and I obviously didn't adhere to that fucking advice, so here we are. And then, like I said, my speedometer is not right. My speedometer is like 4 or 5 miles an hour off, when this whole time I've been trusting Waze, which for some reason, like I've said before, the iPhone app is inaccurate as shit. It shows what the speedometer in the vehicle shows, whereas the Android app, which I'm using now because I have an Android, it's accurate. I check the camera, and I also check, you know, the app on my screen on the radio, just to make sure that they're still in agreement with one another. I mean, I can still use the camera because it's accurate, but still, I still make sure that they're both the same. So yeah, moral of the story, don't be like me. Pay attention, because that could have really been a bad day. It could have damaged the Jeep, could have hurt me, I could have caused an accident. So I admit my mistakes. I'm a human, so I apologize. So if you're going to use at least 1.5 inches, or at least 1 inch, because these are 1 inch spacers, you need to trim the rear studs just enough to put the wheel on. Now with the 1.5 inch spacers I had on here, I didn't have that problem, and I didn't double check or pay attention when I put the wheels on to say, hey, that's not right, that's not flush. Because right now you can see they're flush, they're ready to go. And plus, if you're going to buy spacers, please buy hub centric. Don't buy the ones that don't have the lip in the center like this. I'll show you. These right here, whoops, again, can't fucking see it, but this right here, you need to buy spacers that have these. Either buy them from Titan or some other company, or buy them from Bora. I have plenty of Bora spacers. I've had them in the past. I've never had a problem with any of them. So yeah, don't be like me, please, and pay attention. And if you're going to put big tires on something that are not, if you're going to put bigger tires on a vehicle that are not factory size, your speedometer is going to be off. Whether it's a truck, get out of my way, B, damn it. Whether it's a truck, SUV, doesn't matter. If you put a bigger tire on it or a bigger wheel, it's going to throw off the speedometer. So just keep that in mind, please. And like I said, PSA, please, please, please pay attention when you're doing this kind of stuff, because that's dangerous. So I apologize to everybody I've been on the road with the past couple months, because I'm an idiot. I'm a dumbass. So yeah, I probably just need to lay the wrenches down and just stop working on shit altogether. But there you go. So hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, I apologize, and I'll see y'all later.